I mean, it's possible that it could never get off the ground. Historically, it has, and I think it will. But the thing is, Jason, I wish that there was a little more reality injected into the conversation here. Okay, this is Mississippi State that we're talking about, where in SEC football, if you want to have good years and stack up a bunch of wins and upsets and things like that, you've got to overachieve, right? You got to overachieve because you aren't out recruiting LSU and Auburn and Texas A&M and Alabama. You aren't. You aren't out recruiting them, and you play them every year. You aren't out spending them. You're not, and you play them every year. You're not going to have higher paid coaches than them. You're not, and you play them every year. Those are not built-in excuses. Those are realities. Okay, so you got to overachieve if you want to go out here and do something, is what we're saying. And also, the other part of the reality is this, Jason, and if you blanked out on anything else I've been saying, I hope you'll consider this. You don't have to agree, but I hope you'll consider it. You say, doomed because we're running an offensive system that may not get off the ground, and you would struggle to be a 500 club. What is Mississippi State football historically? Is it are they a 500 team historically? Every coach you've ever had, are they 500 in the SEC? I mean, overall? Am I right, Jason, that prior to Dan Mullen, I don't know what Dan's, y'all could look it up, his career record was overall at State. In SEC games at State, he may be 500. He may not, actually. Overall, he may be a little better than 500. But I know before he came along, Jackie Sherrill was the winningest coach in Mississippi State football history, and his record, I think, was dead on 500. I think it was even 500. Okay, so you're talking about a program, and I love it just as much as you do. I've got a lot invested also and want to see them win. And we're talking about doomed because it may struggle to be a 500 club. What they've been doing up until this point. I'll tell you what they've been doing to this point. Struggling to be a 500 club. That's the reality. And you go, yeah, but we've been all these straight years of bowl games. Yeah, and every year they're adding new bowl games. We've been to bowl games and weren't even bowl eligible. That's how many bowl games there are. That's no longer a measure of anything. I'm sorry, it's not. That's something that television created, and then coaches' agents like Jimmy Sexton and others latched onto as a feather builder to go to the negotiation table with. Well, you got to pay my coach because he's taking you to X amount of bowl games. Yeah, well, it ain't hard to get to a bowl game anymore. In fact, all you got to do is make good grades. You can be a 5-win team, go to a bowl game. We did it. So I don't know what we're measuring everything by, but you're talking about a program that historically is a 500 program at best in the SEC. And all of that history, Jason, all of that history done with every offensive system you can dream up over the last 30 to 40 years, except one. And it's the one you're trying now. I mean, I'm being serious, Jason. Tell me where I'm wrong. Okay, I said from the get-go, here's what I like about it. Besides, selfishly, I'm a former quarterback, and I like to see the ball thrown. That doesn't matter, a hill of beans to anybody but me, and I get that. But what I'm saying, and I said this from the get-go, it's the one thing offensively you haven't tried. Everything else showed you something. That games are won and lost on the line of scrimmage. Historically, they're won and lost on the line of scrimmage. Especially in the SEC, games are won and lost on the line of scrimmage. And what are you not going to do at Mississippi State? You're not going to out-recruit Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn, and Arkansas, and Texas A&M every year on the line of scrimmage. some of that group of 6 other teams that you're going to play every year are going to out-recruit you on the line of scrimmage. Now, a lot of years you will out-recruit Ole Miss on the line of scrimmage. Whether anybody believes it or not, they're in the same boat. But you're not out-recruiting LSU on the line of scrimmage, ever. So you can come out here and run the option all you want to. You can come out here and run the zone read. Oh, we're quote-unquote balanced. We're going to run the football 50%. We're going to throw the football 50%. We're going to play action, have a running quarterback. You can do all the zone read you want to. All the RPO you want to with running stuff built in. And guess what? They're going to beat you on a line of scrimmage because you're inviting them to do it. And the one thing that you haven't tried is spreading everybody out and put in the time to build a throwing offense that nobody wants to play against every year because that's the only time they see it every year. That's your chance. That's your chance to every now and then, like we say, these big ups and downs, to have some ups like you haven't had in a while. That's all I'm saying. And you're a year and a half into trying the one offense you've never tried before at a place that you've had a really hard time being a 500 team, and you're a year and a half into it, and half your fan base is ready to blow it up. Now, how smart is that? I understand that when we watch a game right here, it's easy to go, run the ball. If we just run the ball, I understand that. But to what end? You're not trying to build an offense that can run the ball. You're trying to have one that by the time Will Rogers is a senior can throw it on everybody. Because everybody else that LSU will play will run the ball. You're trying to be the one that's different, to do something you've never tried. Because guess what? Everything else you tried really didn't work that well. Yet everybody's impatient and wants to blow it up. Run, tell them I said it.